Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's Jasmine Crystal. Y'all see that hurt?
Brown skin face pretty like a wa. I be limited edition body attire proper. Me irregular them come on like a vanilla. Sweet honey them a bit of vinegar. Me sit down when it's sitting stand firm. Should be down in a belly body a wiggle like worms.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's Jasmine Crystal. I'm gonna finally be doing an eyebrow tutorial for you guys today. You guys have been asking me to do this for so long. I'm talking about, like, on social media, they've been asking me how I do my eyebrows. I honestly don't think my eyebrows be looking cute like that. Be looking kind of ugly sometimes, but I'm gonna show y'all anyways. I am not a makeup artist. I'm not a makeup artist at all, so I don't want y'all judging me from this video. Y'all be like, that's not even how you're supposed to. Nope, this is how I do my eyebrows. I've been doing it this way for years. I'm not a makeup artist, I'm sorry. They look a little okay here, you know? I did my brows today. I showed you guys how I put my lashes on and I added a little highlight, you know, a little everyday look. Takes like 20 minutes. This is how I does my thing every day when I'm going outside. But I'm not going nowhere because we locked in the crib because it's quarantine. And it's Rona outside. My eyebrows, they look crazy right now. But I'm gonna try to do something because I'm not going outside because it's Rona outside. I'm not doing that. Alright, so we're gonna use an angled brush with a spool, something like this, or you can use a regular angled brush or whatever brush you use to form your brows. You can either use a spoolie like this has both the brush and the spoolie on it, or you can use a regular spoolie. Softer. Here's my spoolie. I'm using this spoolie instead of that one. I'm sorry that my bun looks sick. It's a main quarantine moment. So I'm just gonna start like brushing my brows in the direction they're formed. Like my eyebrows, some of the hairs are like right here. It's not even connecting anymore. It's growing out. I need to get my eyebrows threaded or waxed. So we're gonna keep brushing. Just brush it in the way that your brows form. You know, y'all not done. Boom. My eyebrows look really crazy, but it's okay because my eyebrows are not twins. I don't think anybody's eyebrows are twins. If they're even close to twins, you're lucky. So we're about to go in with our brush, my angle brush, whatever y'all want to call it. I don't know what it's called. I'm not a makeup artist. We're just gonna be using dip brow today. I use a pencil, but I use a pencil when my eyebrows are already like done. It's easier to do it that way. But my eyebrows are all over the place, so I'm gonna show y'all how I do my eyebrows with dip brow. This dip brow is from Anastasia, Beverly Hills, and it's in this pomade is in the color dark brown. I can't use ebony, I'm too light. And a lot of people I know rather use dark brown than ebony. You gotta really know how to do your eyebrows if you use ebony because your eyebrows gonna be looking black. My eyebrows are already looking black. Let me just stop talking. I'm dipping my brush into, you know, got some product on my brush. So firstly, I'm gonna draw. I don't start from up here because that's not gonna look natural. I start from like over here. Like where my hairs get darker, that's where I start. Okay, yeah, follow me, y'all see me? Right. So I'm starting midway into my brow instead of starting at the top because I want my brow to look natural. And sometimes when you start at the top, you end up forming a box and it just looks crazy. Like I really don't like when my eyebrows look like that. So I'm using the rest of the product to straighten up the line to make it cleaner. And after that, I'm going to drag the rest of the product from the brush and apply it to the rest of my brow and the tail before forming a line on top. But I also want it to look natural, being that I'm not going to be doing a whole face. I'm not doing all of that. I don't know how to do all of that. So the same thing I did with my brow when I started it, I'm going to start the top of it when I'm forming the arch. I'm going to start midway. And the reason I'm doing that, the same thing, is because I want my eyebrows to look natural, and because I'm not doing a whole face, I'm literally just doing my brows and I'm putting lashes on, so I don't want it to be too overwhelming. So I just want y'all to see that my eyebrows are now done, so don't judge me, okay? So I'm using the product that's already on a brush. I'm not adding any more, and I'm gonna drag this out a little bit. See that? So, being that my hair in front of my brows are really thin, I'm going to use the rest of the product from the brush, and I'm going to brush upwards just so it looks like more natural, like it's coming from my brow, but it's really not. It's pomade, you know? And I'm going to just straighten everything up before I conceal, which is my favorite part. That's one brow. It looks crazy, but after we conceal, I'm gonna look like a whole new person. Alright, so the same thing with here, we're going midway. So I know y'all already peeped that this brow isn't as thick as my other brow, so I'm just working with whatever I could do, you know, because we gotta try to make them twins, or at least try to make the arch look the same. And when I went in with this brow, I actually made it a little darker. So what I'm doing is I'm not adding no more product to the brush. I'm just gonna drag everything out and a spoolie to smooth everything out so that it's not too much darker than the other brow. And being that I made this brow a little dark, I might have to add a little more product to the other brow so that my brows match. You see that I'm drawing a lot on because this brow is thinner than that one. That's so annoying. So we're gonna go in with LA Girl Pro Concealer. I have mad enough. I'm not a makeup artist. I just don't know my shade, and I still don't know my shade till this day. I'm using a Morphe brush. It's M432, and I'm gonna start. So the same thing with my pomade. When I'm applying the concealer, I start midway, and I drag it out while I'm drawing it. I drag the product down just so it's easier to see. Try to do this slower than I am. I'm just being extra. And then after that, I start midway again, and I drag the product to the front of the brow just so it's easier to see. So this is not like a brush I should be using, but I make anything work, and I'm using this Real Techniques brush as a brush to blend my product in because we don't want no flashback and we don't want our brows looking too white. So the same thing with this brow, we're just going to conceal, and you know this brow is much more wild than my other brow, but I'm going to make it work. And I also have to add more product to my tail. As you can see the difference with my hair and what I drew in. I'm going to fix that afterwards. I'm just trying to make my brows look perfect. So I lost my concealer brush, but I'm using a detailer brush. And I'm just gonna clean up the top a little bit. I usually make my brows a little thinner than this, but it wasn't working today. So we're just gonna work with what we got. And when I was concealing the top of my brow, I kind of messed it up. So I'm gonna go back in with my product, pomade, and I'm gonna clean it up a little just so that the line is completely straight. after I blend everything at the bottom out, I go in with a powder that's either my skin tone or around my skin tone, and I set my eyes so that when I open my eyes and I have my lashes on, it doesn't leave an annoying concealer line. So at this point, I have my duo glue, and this is what I use to set my brows, guys. Like, it's hard to come off. I'm letting y'all know this before y'all try it. So I usually use less than this, but I'm applying it to like my whole brow. Just try not to drag it out. Like, you're not really dragging the product on the brow. You're just kind of tapping it a little bit just so that your eyebrows stay in place. And I'm also putting my lashes on. I put the lash glue onto my actual lashes first. I put my lashes on my hands. I don't really use tweezers. So boom. So when I'm applying my lashes, I put it on both the lash and my real lashes, just so it's tacky and it sticks, because I usually have my lashes on all day. You could also use mascara, put it on before, but I don't really do that because I don't need to. So I use this brush since I use it already for my eyebrows, and I add a little highlight to my brush bone, a little. It's already highlighted because of the way I did them. For my highlight, sometimes I'll use two steps on my highlight. My lip gloss, I usually use Bliss Beauty, but I lose everything. So this is my lip gloss. Thank you for watching my video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment.
Try to shit on me coming up, coming up. They try to shit on me coming up, coming up. No, they try to shit on me coming up.